you see our competitors. We'll identify them for you in just a moment, but let's talk a little bit about the compound bow.
Yeah, well, let's see. Last night we watched the recurve shoot, and the recurve is a lot more shooter-based. Like, it's a lot more technical for the archer to shoot the bow. They make the mistakes. Whereas with the compound, they get a little more forgiveness with the bow. It's a little more mechanical, and they're a lot more accurate. They shoot a lot bigger scores. But at this level, I mean, everyone is at the top of their game, technique-wise and everything. So it should be good, and there should be some pretty big score shot tonight.
And Brady Ellison knows that of which he speaks because he shot with a compound bow up until about 2005. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. All right, on target number 1 tonight, this is Team Canada. Camille Bouffard-Demers, Dawn Groszko, and Charlene Parlee. Demers is in the middle. Charlene Parlee on the left, and Dawn Groszko is on the right. They defeated Iran 220 to 219, and then lost to Team USA 236 to 215 in the semifinals. But they're here in the bronze medal match tonight, along with their coach, getting set to take on the team from France. And there they are, the competitors for France: Joanna Chesse, Pacale Lebecque, and Patricia Chepikov. Chepikov on the right, waving to the crowd right there. Of course, this squad defeated Belgium 223 to 214 before losing to India in the semifinals. So this should be a good match to get things started here tonight, Brady.
Yeah, no, it really should be. The French team shoots good, and, you know, Canada's been shooting good this week too, so hopefully we'll put up a couple of big scores here.
In fact, the Canadians lost to Team USA on a day when Team USA was setting a world record.
Yeah, no, it's always tough to lose, but when you lose to someone shooting a world record, it doesn't feel so bad.
You kind of just say, you tip your cap at that point, don't you?
Yeah, no, it's exactly what you have to do.
All right, so we're just about set to go again. Perfect weather conditions. You see the Canadian flag right there. The maple leaf being proudly displayed here at Lindquist Field, where the shadows will grow across that diamond as the evening progresses. But right now, this field bathed in sunlight as Pacale Lebecque straddles that shooting line for the first shot of the night.
Nate low left. It's kind of a rough start for him, but they should get going on now. Pacale, she was a silver medalist at the Torino a couple of weeks ago, so she's been shooting really good here in the past couple of weeks.
Picked up a bronze medal in the mixed team competition in Turkey in June as well. And now this is Patricia Chepikov, and Chepikov with a 7. Now this target is quite a bit smaller than the target we saw last night for recurve, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and we're also shooting 50 meters tonight, but comparatively 50 meters with this size target face is a little bit harder than 70 meters. It's less forgiving.
Not very forgiving there for Joanna Chesse.
No,
and so 23 points on the first 3 arrows.
Yeah, and hopefully, you know, Canada has a little bit of an open door now, so if they shoot good here, they should pull ahead, and that's going to be real close to the line. That's a 10, or the judges are calling it 10. So
appears to be a 10. Now Charlene Parlee for Team Canada with the second shot, and that is definitely a 10.
That is.
Charlene left no doubt about that one. So now Team Canada with Camille Bouffard-Demers to shoot the third shot. They've had a couple of 10s to get the party started, and now that one, is it on the line, Brady?
I think so. I mean, the judges are calling it in, and it looks in to me too, so. That's a pretty good start, 29. So French team has a little bit of work to do to catch up, but, you know, they're a strong team and a lot of experience, so.
And we saw some teams come from behind last night. 6-point differential right now between Canada and France, but that one is just about dead center.
Yep, that's a good shot.
Lebecque, as you mentioned, was second at the World Championships last month in Torino. Picked up a team gold medal in Croatia at the first stage this year. And now her teammate, Patricia Chepikov, trying to improve on that 7 that she had with her first shot, and she does.
Yep.
So the French squad starting to warm up and rise to the occasion. Their final shot of the first end. And a 9.
That's a pretty good comeback for that. So it's always hard getting the first arrows out when you're in the match, and being the first match of the day, you don't know if the wind conditions are different from your practice field to your competition field. So they adjusted quite well.
Let's talk about the ends and describe that for folks who may be watching for the first time. Baseball has innings, of course, and basketball, football has quarters. In the sport of archery, it's ends.
It's ends, and an end is just, you know, an end is how many arrows you shoot. So we have, like, this is going to be 4 ends of 2 arrows each per archer, and it's just, you know.
Nice.
There's a 10. That was a good shot, so they're back on track too.
Charlene Parlee with a 10 right there. So basically 6 arrows per team per end.
Yeah, and the end is just what we call each shooting, you know, each little segment that we shoot.
So now Demers with the Longines clock winding down, 7 seconds to go, lets it fly and nails a 9. So a strong first round for the Canadians, who score 57-51 for the French, but we have 3 more ends to go here in this opening match, the women's team bronze medal match. Let's talk about your night a little bit last night while the ladies wait the judges' official verdict. Tremendous night for you last night. Have you ever won 3 golds in the same event on the same night?
No, I haven't. I came close this year in Turkey. I won 2 golds and a silver. And, I mean, it was just, last night was awesome, the home crowd behind me. And, you know, I have great teammates. Both Jake and Joe shot awesome in our team round, and Miranda shot good in my mixed team, too. And then I brought home, you know, the individual. So it was a good night all around, but you can't do it without your teammates.
Yeah, Joe Fanchin and Jake Kaminsky really did a nice job last night.
They did.
And when you're in that event, you can't do it all by yourself.
No, it's completely a team event, and if someone drops an arrow, you have 2 more guys to pick it up, so you're not too worried about it. And we've been shooting together, and we all live and train together, so we all know what we're capable of, and it's pretty comfortable out there shooting with those guys.
When you're on a team with somebody, say, like Joe Fanchin, but then you have to compete against him in individual competition, is that a tough thing to do?
Not so much. I mean, archery is a pretty good community, and we're all good friends, but once you're on the line, everyone's your worst enemy.
He speaks the truth.
I mean, it's just the way it is. Once you're off the line, everything's good.
Then we can head over to Brewski's afterwards and have a cold, frosty beverage.
Yep.
All right. So it is 57 points for the team from Canada. The French with 51. 6-point differential after that first end. And here is Chepikov.
And it looks like they switched their shooting order up right there. I'm not really sure.
Which is allowed.
Oh, yeah, it's completely allowed.
Now they'll go with Pascal Lebecque. And Lebecque on the line. So not the start that the French were looking for, I don't think.
No, they need to start hammering some 10s here to really get back into this match.
Joanna Chesse with the 3rd shot of this second end to start off for the French, and again on the line.
Yep.
So an 8, a 9, and a 9, 26 points for the French, who were trailing by 6 after the first end. Now Canada with its first shot of the second end. Dawn Groszko.
And that's 7.
It's all right, girl. All right, last target, Charlene.
The women's team bronze medal match. Charlene Parlee, who shot well in that first end, lines it up through the scope.
There's a 10. That's a good one there. And see, that's what's great about team rounds. You know, her teammate stepped up there and shot 7 the first shot, and then she stepped up there, shot 10, backed her up. You know, and put another 10 in here, and, you know, that didn't hurt them at all. They still got 1 point out of, you know, off the French for their first 3 arrows.
And a good shot right here for another 9, so 26 points.
And still a 6-point lead.
Right, they tie the French team through the first 3 arrows of the second end. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here on ESPN3 of the 3rd stage of the 2011 Archery World Cup here in Ogden, Utah at Lindquist Field. Pascal Lebecque, the picture of concentration, but surprising, isn't it?
It is. You know, I'm looking out at the field right now, and I'm not seeing a bunch of wind. Could be just some nerves out there. We all get them, so.
Chepikov.
There's a 10. That's a good shot.
Big shot, and of course the French needed it right there and got it from Chepikov. Talk about the nerves a little bit. It looks to me as though you guys are calm and cool and collected, but I imagine that it's a different picture what's going on inside.
Yeah, I mean, like last night I was calm on the outside sometimes, but then you get where you're close to the win or you need to shoot a 10 or something like that, and on the outside you may look calm, but you know there's a lot of people up there that you get nervous in there. I don't know very many people that can't get nervous. You know, it's just I'm up there and on the inside I'm all jacked up. So it's just controlling your emotions on the outside so people think different.
Hey, I have trouble at the first tee, just getting out of the first tee box. So I can relate to that. I can't imagine what it's like for these folks and for you to go out there. All eyes on Charlene Parlee right now. But her concentration's right there, and she's nailing a 9. She's been remarkably consistent here in the first 2 ends.
No, she has, and you know at this pace right now, unless the French team really picks it up, you know, Canada can just kind of keep hitting gold and, you know, kind of just go down easy street. There's a 10, so.
That's a big shot right there for Team Canada, coming from Camille.
Yep, they picked up 2 more points that end, so.
They were up by 6 after the first end, and now, as we wait the official scoring, unofficially, it appears as though they'll pick up another 2 points. So 102 out of 120 possible points for the team from France in the first 2 ends. We're midway through the match. And there's a good look at the crowd here at Lindquist Field. We've had great support. In fact, that had to be, I think, one of the great things for you and all of the archers from America, because you don't get to shoot in the Western Hemisphere very often. To be able to be in the United States and perform in front of your hometown fans, that's got to be a thrill.
No, and what makes this event so special, it is one of the only big tournaments, international tournaments that we have over here, and, you know, the crowd that comes out is amazing, and, you know, all the people we had last night cheering for you, we don't get that anywhere else. So, I mean, for us, the U.S. archers and stuff, it's a huge deal to have one over here. And, you know, most of them are traveling to Europe or Asia. So
I imagine when you're in Croatia and Turkey, you have to be your own fan support group.
Yeah, and, I mean, we do a good job as a team going out there, and everyone goes to finals and watches and competes, and you get a lot of friends and stuff in the archery community and other shooters that come and watch and will cheer you on too. But, I mean, it's nothing like a crowd like this.
So we're getting set for the 3rd end right now here at Lindquist Field, and Lebecque will go first now for the French as they try to gain some ground and cut into that lead, and that will help.
That's a good start there, and they need this.
So Lebecque with a clutch shot right there to get the team from France started here in the 3rd end. Chepikov with a 9.
Just out, too. That was still a good shot.
So they're starting to get it dialed in a little bit, you can tell, can't you, Brady?
Yeah, and it's the second half of the match, and they're knowing they're behind a little bit. So, you know, they know that there's a chance that they shoot perfect here, that they put a little pressure on Canada and maybe get some points back. You know, opening up with a 29 like that with an arrow just out, it's a good start.
And give credit to the ladies from France. They're not giving up even though they've fallen behind in this match.
No, exactly. And they're an experienced team, and they know that they might be able to come back if they shoot good.
So it's up to Canada. Boy, dead center.
Yeah.
Bullseye right there.
Not
high fives.
Yeah, not giving them any room.
Dawn drilled that one. And now here's Charlene Parlee. Just outside that center ring.
Good girl.
Yeah, and you'll see that asterisk on the screen there. They're calling it, you know, 8-9 liner. It might be in, it might be out. We'll have to wait for a judge's call on that.
It was a 9-point lead at the midway point, as Team Canada had 111 points to 102 for France. Now the next Canadian shooter.
Yep, and I think the French team is going to pick up a point there. I think that arrow on the left for the Canada team is going to stay in 8.
There you see the shooting line, a good look at that, as Pacale Lebecque straddles that line, lines it up. And a 10.
Yep, they're starting to get in their rhythm now.
Talk about that release mechanism that they use.
Yeah, you'll see a couple of different kinds. You'll see hers, we call this like a wrist strap type release, and it they all have triggers on them, and it's just personal opinion on what you want to shoot. And then you can see Pacale Lebecque is shooting a button. It's the triggers on the thumb, and it's a lot more accurate than shooting with fingers, and they can control when they want to go off. But a lot of these shooters are using back tension, and you know, they're not what we call a punch, forcing it to go off. They're just letting it go off when they want it to.
Well, the technology has come so far in this sport, which dates back 10,000 years.
Yeah.
If only those folks had what you have now.
Oh, yeah.
Been easier to get dinner, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that might be a little different now, too.
So France finishes off this third end with a 10, 2 10s and an 8. And Canada with an 8 right there.
So even with 2 10s here, the French team is going to pick up at least another point on Canada. French team shot good in there. They shot 57.
Parlee with her final shot of the third end, and she makes it worthwhile and pay off.
Good girl. Good girl.
Parlee with the big payoff right there. Now Camille Bouffard-Demers.
10. Lots of time.
You can hear her coach in the background telling her she's got time.
Good girl.
There you go. Good shooting.
Not flustered at all, even though that clock was winding down.
Yeah, and I mean, we all shoot so much that you get in them low time situations. A lot of the time, you put someone as your anchor that can shoot fast if they need to in that short amount of time. So,
do you want to have a coach telling you how much time is left?
Yeah, no, definitely, because you get in them situations and you look at the clock as you draw back your bow, but there's a lot of times when you're aiming and stuff like that and you lose track of time, everything just kind of zoned out, and to have someone back there telling you 3, 2, 1, you know, it makes you get your shot off, because you don't want to be sitting up there and then all of a sudden you're not knowing you're out of time and then you lose an arrow. So,
and people need to be aware of that as they watch this sport, that the meter is running, so to speak. And we saw it last night in a critical match where India, in one of the ends, didn't have time to get off that final shot, and it cost maybe have even cost them that match.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's just you have a time limit, and in these team rounds there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And you know, I think in that match, the female archer just let down and didn't get a shot off quick enough, and when Talakdar went up there to shoot, he just didn't have enough time.
Right. There was only about 2 or 3 seconds, and he couldn't even raise his bow, and so that cost them anywhere from 9 to 10 points, and that was the difference in the match.
Yep.
So here we go, fourth, final end of this opening match tonight in the compound competition here at Lindquist Field. Women's team bronze medal match. Pacale Lebecque of France. One of the top competitors as an individual as well as in the team events. Trying to get something started for France, as France can only hope that luck changes for them. Here is Chepikov, who shoots from the other side.
Yeah, left-handed.
Works for her, and she gets a 9. So an 8 and a 9 to start off.
You know, and for right now, Canada's probably thinking that they just all they have to do right now is hold gold and they'll win the bronze medals.
Big cushion for Canada right now.
That's a 10. That's a good finish.
So a nice finish right there for Joanna Chesse and Team France, which fell behind by 7 points after the first end. They were down by 9 at the midway point, trailed by a dozen after 3 ends.
9 o'clock, 9.
And now Team Canada trying to finish it up strong. Demers, Groszko, and Parlee. This is Charlene Parlee. After a 9 from Groszko. Another 9.
That's another 9. They're doing exactly what they need to do to win this match.
Just be consistent.
Yep, exactly.
This really is a sport where either the team or the individual who makes the mistakes is probably going to lose.
Yeah, it's exactly. I mean, it's just like in golf. I mean, you make a mistake and it's hard to come back from it.
No mistake about that one.
No, that's dead center.
Camille Bouffard-Demers, who may have just put the final nail in the proverbial coffin, but the French will finish it out. Laser focus, and it pays off with pinpoint precision right there for Pacale. Lebecque. Chepikov with her final shot. And another 10.
It's another good shot. So hopefully France comes up here and shoots another 10 and finishes the match off really well, and Canada just has to go up there and shoot 3 good arrows and they'll win the bronze medal.
Joanna Chesse.
That's
so there you go,
end.
3 straight 10s.
3 X's, that's good.
And actually, the French finish off with 4 10s in the final end.
You know, in that second half of the match, the French shot really well, 57-58, so.
Nice job,
Probably
girl.
a little,
nice
too little too late,
Good girl.
as Canada
Fantastic.
comes up with a 9 on that shot. Big lead for the Canadians, who are just moments away from clinching a bronze medal here at the 3rd stage. Just outside the ring, it appears.
All right.
Yep, and now all they have to do is hit the target and they come away with the bronze medal.
And so far tonight, Bouffard-Demers has done a great job of that.
Finish the shot. Take your time.
Her coach telling her to take her time, and she
Finishes
does.
off with a 10. Good shooting, Canada.
Hey, what
So
did I
high
say?
fives all around
Good girls rock.
for our neighbors to the north as Team Canada group hug, everybody together.
You just won again, Charlene.
Nice way to cap off a week here in Ogden, Utah.
No, it is. It's always fun to win medals, and you can see how excited they are. She has tears in her eyes. So, I mean, just shows you how much time and effort that everyone puts into this. And when you come away with a medal, it means a lot.
And good sportsmanship. I noticed that last night in the recurve as well. Everybody coming over, shaking hands afterwards. Of course, you folks all travel together. You're going to the same places and ending up at the same competitions, and you get to know each other. They may be from another country, but get to be friends.
No, I mean, archery is such a great community, and I mean, just like you were saying, we're all good friends, and as soon as you step off that line, everything's cool and dandy, and, you know, and congratulating everyone that wins, and it's a good deal.
So a strong performance for Canada to get the evening started as the Canadians post 221 points up on the scoreboard at 217 for France. The Canadians getting off to a quick lead in that opening end, and then never looking back and never really allowing France to get an opportunity to get a foothold.